Put your best paw forward and enter the world of Bloomburrow. When elemental forces rage out of control, the salvation of the valley falls on the shoulders of its smallest protectors. Fight beside mice, frogs, bats, birds, lizards, squirrels, and other critters as you restore the balance of peace and prove that bravery comes in all sizes. Hello everyone, my name's Elspeth, welcome to the Planeswalker Pantheon, and today we are opening up a play booster box of the latest Magic the Gathering set, Bloomburrow. Let's get into it. I never actually read Redwall. I'm not from the UK, so the Redwall series is not something that I was immediately familiar with. But just as a concept, just like, this is a really cool concept for me, like, as just someone who enjoys fantasy in all forms. But yeah, just the whole idea of a plane without humans, you know, and seemingly unaffected by the Phyrexians is kind of wild to think about. Anyways, we got our little draft archetypes and our wonderful, beautiful packs. We'll put this to the side and we'll just crack right on in, shall we? Alright, so we got our food token, our beautiful foil, beautiful foil island, Fecund Green Shell, 3 and 2 green for a creature elemental turtle. It's a 4/6 with reach. As long as you control 10 or more lands, creatures you control get +2/+2. Whenever it or another creature you control with toughness greater than its power enters, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, you may put it onto the battlefield tapped, otherwise put it into your hand. Got the sword, Starseed Mentor. I've enjoyed the one draft that I've done of this set at my local store. I actually came in first, which is kind of awesome. Been a while since I actually had a first place finish, although normally I consider myself pretty okay. I'm going to shuffle these up just a little bit. We have an art card for Clifftop Lookout, Mountain, Valley Quest Caller. So, for 1 and a white, you get a creature rabbit warrior to 2/3. Whenever one or more other rabbits, bats, birds, and or mice you control enter, scry 1. Other rabbits, bats, birds, and mice you control get +1/+1. And look, there's our uncommons. But yeah, I went with a sort of a black-white, kind of control-y, sort of a little bit of a bat theme, but not all in, necessarily, on bats sort of idea. But yeah, but man, there was the game 1 of the third round. Both my opponent and I, we just both had our heads in hand at one point because it was just a game of inches. Our art card, Crumb and Get It, great name. We have Gev, Scaled Scorch, black and a red for a legendary creature, Lizard Mercenary, 3/2 with Ward of paying 2 life. Other creature you control enter with an additional +1/+1 counter on them for each opponent who lost life this turn. Whenever you cast a lizard spell, Gev deals 1 damage to target opponent. Very nice. And our uncommons there. Also, Feed the Cycle is incredible. It's basically Hero's Downfall or what? Or you just forage to not play the extra black. It's so good. Again, like, it feels like in this set, removal actually feels good. Like, I think it's been a few sets now that removal just hasn't felt great. I don't know. Also, can we please talk about these tokens? Oh my gosh, they're adorable. For Lilypad Village, our forest. Keen-Eyed Curator, 2 green for a creature. Raccoon Scout's a 3/3. As long as there are 4 or more card types among cards exiled with Keen-Eyed Curator, it gets +4/+4 and has trample. 1, exile target card from a graveyard. A graveyard's kind of huge, because you can just pull things out from your opponent's yard, as well as things that you may not need from yours. Forgive me if I sound a little out of sorts. Just got this kind of persistent cough that hasn't quite gone away. I thought it was gone. Clearly it's come back. But look at these 1/1 tokens, are so cute. Also, I love this artwork. This is probably my favourite art in the set. The Runaway together. I want this art print so bad. Swamp. Valley Might Caller. 1 mana for a 1/1 trample. Whenever another frog, rabbit, raccoon, or squirrel you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on Valley Might Caller. So good. Also, Banishing Light. Nice to see that back. At common too, which is wild. I remember when it was first printed at uncommon. But for real, look at these Offspring tokens. They're so cute. Tree Guard Island. Wishing Well. 3 and a blue for an artifact. Tap to put a coin counter on the well. When you do, you may cast target instant or sorcery card with mana value equal to the number of coin counters on it. From your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell would be put into a graveyard, exile it instead. Activate it only as a sorcery. Oh, this is so good. But yeah, like I really like the concept of the red-white mice kind of being like a pseudo call out to heroic, even though it's only once for the first time each turn. But I think there's some tricky things you can do. But yeah, as someone who was a big fan of heroic back when the first Theros came out, this is nice for me. Dire Sight. Pretty Swamp. Mistbreath Elder. 1 green for a creature for a warrior. It's a 2/2. At the beginning of your upkeep, return another creature you control to its owner's hand. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Otherwise, you may return it to its owner's hand. But yeah, this set is so much fun. I can't wait to draft more of it. I'm curious though, with the release of this set, what are they going to do with Shadowmoor / Eventide / what was the original name of that plane? Oh, why can I not remember? I know it, it's on the tip of my tongue, and I'm afraid if I swallow, I'll lose it. Ooh, Season. Glide Dive Door. These did a lot of work for me. Camella the Seed Miser. 1 black and green for a legendary creature, Squirrel Warlock. It's a 3/3 menace. Other squirrels you control have menace. Alright. Whenever you sacrifice 1 or more foods, create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. And 2 to forage. Put a +1/+1 counter on each other squirrel you control. But yeah. Just Shadowmoor Eventide? I'm remembering the set name, but for some reason the plane has gone from my brain. Great, it's gonna bother me now until I remember it. It'll come to me eventually. But yeah, I'm genuinely curious as to what will happen with that. Ooh, our 4 rare is Festival of Embers. 4 and a green, 4 for a red and for an enchantment. During your turn, you may cast an instant and sorcery spells from your graveyard by paying 1 life in addition to the other costs. If a card or token will be put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile instead, and 1 red to sacrifice the Festival of Embers. Swamp. We also got our first mythic. It's Hugs Grizzly Guardian. He just wants hugs, guys. That's all he wants. He's just a cuddly guy. X 2 red and 2 green for a legendary creature, Badger Warrior. It's a 5/5 with trample. When it enters, exile the top X cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. But he just wants a cuddle. Guys, also, this artwork is so incredible. If you have the opportunity to collect the F&M promos, especially in the foil, it's so pretty. Next one up. Hazard Root Herbalist. Oh, that's an uncommon. Plains. Oh, we have Osteomancer Adept. So, for 1 and a black, you get a creature, Squirrel Warlock. It's a 2/2 with Death Touch. Tap until end of turn. You may cast a creature spells from your graveyard by foraging in addition to paying their other costs. If you cast a spell this way, the creature enters with a finality counter on it. That's the cool alternate art. I can't remember the name of those alternate artworks off the top of my head, but it's cool. It gives Very much Eldraine vibes. It just invokes that similar sort of feeling. Oh, got another art card. So cool. Downdraft. Pretty forest. Valley Floodcaller. 2 and a blue for a creature, auto wizard. It's a 2/2 with flash. May cast non-creature spells as though they had flash. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, birds, frogs, otters, and rats you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Untap them. Also, I enjoy the gift mechanic, oddly. I'm not usually a fan of giving my opponent sort of resources, like especially cards. But just, if they make it feel worthwhile, I'm more than happy to sort of gift them the gift if I think I'm going to end up better out of it. Rapid Gnaw. Pretty island. Oh, we got Kitsa, Otterball Elite as our second mythic. 1 and a blue for a legendary creature, Auto Wizard. I love that card typing, by the way. 1 through Vigilance and Prowess. Tap to draw a card and discard a card. 2 and tap, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. Activate if only Kitsa's power is 3 or greater. Interesting. I've not actually seen that card. But yeah, that's really interesting. Polywallop is such a good bit of removal. I mean, even if you're not... I mean, Sonar Strike is also amazing if you're in white. Even if you're in white, you don't necessarily need to be in bats. Like, if you are in bats, of course you'd want it. Because, you know, the life gain is huge. But even just as a 1 and a white sort of kill spell at instant speed. It's so good. Rats. Pond Prophet. Who doesn't love a Coralling Oracle? Mountain. 3 Tree City, legendary land, and when it enters, choose a creature type, tap to add colors, and 2 and tap to and choose a color. Add an amount of mana of that color equal to the number of creatures you control of the chosen type. Hey, Typal decks now have a Nykthos, a second Nykthos, effectively. We have a Valley Quest Call, which we read before, but my gosh, I love this artwork. But yeah, Moonrise Cleric, just, I love life gain decks, my favourite modern deck. I've only had the one. It's Soul Sisters. Yes, I'm that person. But, I just can't wait to upgrade, like with Modern Horizons 3, some stuff. We have Wick the World Mind, 3 and a black for a legendary creature rat warlock. It's a 2/4. Whenever Wick or another rat enters, create a 1/1 black snail creature token if you don't control a snail. Otherwise, put a +1/+1 counter on a snail you control. For Grixis, sacrifice a snail. Wick deals damage equal to the sacrificed creature's power to each opponent. Then draw cards equal to the sacrificed creature's power. Oh, we've also got a second rare, Important of Calamity. X and blue for a sorcery. Reveal the top X cards of your library. For each card type, you may exile a card of that type from among them. Put the rest into your graveyard. You may cast a spell from among the exiled cards without paying its mana cost if you exiled 4 or more cards this way. Then put the rest of the exiled cards into your hand. Wow, so you didn't even lose them. Okay, important. Wow, that's really strong. The fact that you don't lose them. Like, normally effects like that, you lose the effect. Alright, another art card. I get Assault. Pretty art. Season of Loss. 3 and 2 black for a sorcery. Choose up to 5 paw prints worth of modes. You may choose the same mode more than once. For a single paw print, each player sacrifices a creature. For 2 paw prints, draw a card for each creature you controlled that died this turn. And for 3, each opponent loses X life, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Nice. Host. There's so many things I love about this set. It feels cozy, I guess. If I had to like put a feeling to this set, it feels comfortable and cozy and warm, which I don't think is something we've had in a Magic set for, geez, a while now. We got fish. Also, the fact that the gifting of a creature is gifting a fish is so good. Vren the Relentless. 2 blue and black for a legendary creature, Rat Rogue. It's a 3/4 ward 2. If the creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. At the beginning of each end step, create X 1/1 black rat creature tokens. With this creature gets +1/+1 for each other rat you control. Where X is the number of creatures your opponents control that were exiled this turn. Each end step. Jeez, okay. There are some times with Magic where you think you know what a card does, and I think this is kind of speaking to the sort of the complexity creep that's sort of been happening over the years. I've been playing for a while now. Not as long as a lot of people, but long enough to see a pattern. The game's been getting a lot more complex. And I enjoy complex game states as much as the next person, but there are some times... I've got food. I can't remember the last time I finished a draft without coming home with a headache, because I've been thinking and concentrating so much. Power Bell. We have Beza, the Bounding Spring. This is actually my draft deck. This thing is incredible. In the third round, I actually got to recur this twice. My opponent, I cast this, got the effects. Opponent Banishing Lighted it. I drew my own Banishing Light. I Banishing Light their Banishing Light, and I got the effects a second time. So when it enters, create a treasure token if an opponent controls more lands. You gain 4 life and an opponent has more life than you. Create 2 fish if an opponent controls more creatures than you. Draw a card if an opponent has more cards. Best control finisher, I think. At least new good control finisher. This start is incredible, by the way. If you're in white, please draft it. Like, it's great in the black-white decks, obviously, because First Strike and Lifelink actually can be pretty huge. Like, just the combination. Because you'll get all your life gain triggers immediately. I mean, look at these offsprings. Water Spout Warden. Alright. Oh, we got Beza in the alternate art! It looks so cool in this artwork! Oh, I love it so much. Hired Claw, 1 red for a lizard mercenary. When you attack with 1 or more lizards, Hired Claw deals 1 damage to target opponent. 1 red, put a +1/+1 counter on Hired Claw. Activate only if an opponent lost life this turn and only once each turn. Strike Force. God, I love it when you can tell that Wizards had fun making a set. You know, you can just tell, you can kind of feel a sense of joy, I guess, when Wizards makes a set, and it's definitely palpable here. See, look, more babies. Light Shell, Forest. Byway Barterer, 2 and a red for a creature, Raccoon Rogue. It's a 3/3 with menace. Whenever you expand 4, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw 2 cards. Drifting Coyote is so good. Oh, take away a small thing, it gets a little bit bigger. Take away a bit, otherwise it's still an Oblivion Ring. Like, so good. Next one up. Alright. More art cards. Cool. High Stride. Starfall Invocation. 3 and 2 white for a sorcery. Gift a card. Destroy all creatures. If a gift was promised, return a creature card. Return a creature card put into your graveyard this way onto the to the battlefield in your control. I want to do this with Beza because I think I opened this. Or did I get... Oh, no. I played this in the pre-release. It's so good. Like, you'll pay 5 mana for a Wrath. If you give a little gift of an extra card, you get your best thing back. Which can just swing games incredibly. Alright, next one up. See, just so cute. It's all cute. Island. Whisker Vale Forerunner. 3 and a white for a creature mouse bard to 3/4 Valiant. When it becomes the target of the spell or ability you control for the first time each turn, look at the top 5 cards. You may reveal a creature card with mana value 3 or less from among them. You may put it onto the battlefield if it's your turn. If you don't put it onto the battlefield, put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This thing is so good too. But yeah, this set is just fun. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy Thunder Junction, or, I didn't really, Murders at Carl of Mana was okay, but I have a profound sense of joy with this set. I don't know if it's just the plane, or if it's just the setup, or just, it's just something about this just gives me a lot of joy. Ooh, signed art card. Moonrise Cleric. Mountain. Season of Gathering. Of course, that is the magic after all. 4 and 2 green. For a sorcery, choose up to 5 paw prints. Yet you may choose the same mode more than once. For 1, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control. It gains vigilance and trample. For 2, choose artifact or enchantment. Destroy all permanents of the chosen type. And for 3, draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. So you can go 3, 4, 5, and just draw a good chunk of cards. Which would be how I use it, at least in Limited. I bet you anything they tested these seasons as instances or like experimented with some of them as instances. I'm just like, no, bad idea. Just a bad idea. Liliana. Haven. Azure Beastbinder. 1 and a blue for a creature rat rogue. It's a 1/3 vigilance. It can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or greater. And when it attacks up to 1 target artifact, creature or planeswalker an opponent controls, loses all abilities until your next turn. If it's a creature, it also has base power and toughness 2/2 until your next turn. Oh, so it keeps it until the next turn. Wow, okay. How did I not see that one? That is a rare during the previous season. Sorry. Somehow Magic still finds ways to surprise me. I guess just there's a lot going on. Maybe? I don't know. Next one up. Alright, art card. Just this artwork is so pretty for this set. Swamp. Mirror Trash Tactician. Bah. 1 red and green for a legendary creature Raccoon Warrior. It's a 2/4. At the beginning of your first main phase, add red or green for each raccoon you control. Whenever you expand 4, you gain 3 life. Whenever you expand 8, exile the top 2 cards of your library. Until end of your next turn, you may play those cards. It's just a bull of raccoons. Alright. But yeah, this is just a plane of little guys and gals. Just little tiny creatures. And there's just something just so pure about it, I guess. Sorry, forgive me if I'm just sort of gushing over this set, but I don't think I've felt this much joy from a setting in a while. Emberheart Challenger. I've actually been playing with this in Standard. Just on Arena, and it's great. 1 and a red for a creature Mouse Warrior. It's a 2/2 with haste and prowess. And also has Valiant. When it becomes the target of a spell or ability you control for the first time each turn, exile the top card of your library. Until end of turn, you may play that card. It's great. But yeah, I just can't wait to draft more of the archetypes. You know? I did, open that, Raccoon that we opened just before. The rare one. But just my red and green wasn't great, unfortunately. I can see how it could be good, but it just wasn't there for me in that pre-release kit, unfortunately. Treasures. Mentor. Mountain. Thornvault Forager. 1 and a green for a creature. Squirrel Ranger. It's a 2/2. Tap to add green. Tap Forage. Add 2 mana in any combination of colours. 3 green and tap. Search your library for a squirrel card. Reveal it and put it into your hand and then shuffle. Essence Channel. I played with a couple of these. 1 and a white for a creature Bat Clerk is a 2/1. As long as you've lost life this turn, it has flying and vigilance. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on the channeler. And when it dies, put its counters on target creature you control. I had fun with this. Playful shove. But yeah, this has been a fun set, and I've only done like one draft of it and the pre-release, and I'm genuinely enjoying it. Like, I feel just joy. You know? Alright. Island. Jackdaw Savior. 2 and a white for a creature bird cleric. It's a 3/1 flying. When it or another creature you control with flying dies, return another target creature card with lesser mana value from your graveyard to the battlefield. Sure, just go down the chain, I guess? On the end. But like, just like I said, I can't remember the last time that I saw a Magic set just hold everyone. You know? And just charm. It's charming. Yeah, that's how I describe it. Best artwork, and it's a signed one. Oh, I really want to get this art print to have it in my real life. Sorry, gosh, I enjoy this. Castrel the Windcrested. 3 white and blue for a legendary creature, Bird Scout. 4/5 with flying. Whenever one or more birds you control deal combat damage to a player, choose one. You may put a bird creature card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Put a +1/+1 counter on each bird you control, or draw a card. Innkeeper's Talent, very, very good. It's a enchantment class, so nice to see that he's back. 1 in a green. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature control. For a single green, permanents you control with counters on them have ward 1. And for 3 in a green, if you would put 1 or more counters on a permanent or player, put twice that many of each of those kinds of counters on that permanent or player instead. Very, very good. It's like, just this set makes me incredibly happy. Yeah. And how many sets can you genuinely say do that now? Alright. Hazel's Nocta. Pretty full planes. Dream Dew Entrancer. 2 green and blue for a creature frog wizard. It's a 3/4 with reach. When enters, tap up to 1 target creature and put 3 stun counters on it. If you control that creature, draw 2 cards. Sure. Alright. Also, the cycle of uncommon lands are really, really good. Just by the way. Food, because why not? Pretty Mountain. Valley Flood Call. We had this in the alternate art, but nice to see it here. I nearly at the bottom of the box. We're reaching it. More fish, obviously. Waxmane Wayne Witness. Pretty Forest. Fountain Port. It's a land. You tap to add colours. 2 untap to sacrifice a token. Draw a card. 3 tap, pay 1 life. Create a 1/1 blue fish. And 4 untap, create a treasure token. Hey, it's new trading post, but on a land. Uncommons and our commons. Alright. Nearly at the bottom of the box. This is like the 4th last pack, I think. I haven't been really paying attention. I've just been enjoying this. Okay. Banishing Light in foil, always nice to see. Festival of Embers, we read this before. I did not realise this card had flash until just reading it now. Jeez, that makes it real good. Alright, second last pack. Of course, what woodland set would not be complete with a few buns? Foreign guard? Oh, that's an uncommon. Lanes. Valley Rock Cooler. 1 and a black for a creature squirrel warlock. It's a 1/3 menace. When it attacks, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of other squirrels, bats, lizards, and rats you control. Stocking the pantry. How have I missed some of these cards in the previous season? Because, my gosh, the names. Just... Oh, wait a minute. No, we've got... That was not the 4th last. I miscounted, guys. I thought I was a bit more accurate in my pack grabbing, but evidently not. More art cards. Artist's Talent. 1 and a red. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may discard a card. If you do, you draw a card. 2 and a red non-creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. And then, if a source you control would deal non-combat damage to a permanent, it deals that much damage plus 2 instead. Uncommons? Alright. Then this is the second last pack. I am so sorry. I feel like I lied to you guys. But that means we get to stay here just a little bit longer. And who doesn't want that? Art card. Druid. Swamp. We got Ral, Crackling Wit. Now this is obviously one of the things I did see. 2 blue and red for a legendary planeswalker Ral. Starts at 4 loyalty. When you cast a non-creature spell, put a loyalty counter on Ral. +1 to create a 1/1 blue and red auto creature token with prowess. -3 to draw 3 cards and discard 2. Then -10, draw 3 cards, you get an emblem with instant sorcery spells you cast have Storm. Because why not put Storm in a standard set? But that's just me being a little bit snarky. There's no time that's way too soon not to introduce Places Storm. Alright, now it's the last pack. Finch Formation? Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Just this whole set is adorable. Kingfisher? Plants. Keen-Eyed Curator. We had this earlier, but oh my gosh, this artwork. I'm just gonna gush over the artwork. I am so sorry. But it's so good everywhere. And that will be the last pack. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe. It lets people know that I exist, that I'm making content, mostly for my enjoyment, but if you enjoy it, that's great as well. You can find me on Twitter, links are down below, and you can also find me at the Planeswalker Pantheon on Facebook. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching, and before we go, obviously I did my pre-release, so I already redeemed my code, so if you haven't, here is a little gift as a thank you for watching to the end. This is just another arena code. I'll read it out just in case. Charlie 81 Charlie Alpha 3 Beta 05 Foxtrot Charlie 20 Echo 7 69372 55591. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.